about where to invest. A year ago, or 2 years probably, I don't remember exactly the date, in a seminar on our petroleum fund, not being a brilliant economist, not holding any master's degree or PhD in economics, having not graduated from Stanford or from the Royal University of Law and Economics of Phnom Penh, I offer only a very modest, simplistic option for our government. And that was, and I guaranteed a 100% return through my investment strategy. The whole audience they thought I was not serious when I said I guarantee 100% return. And I said, we must use now the petroleum fund aggressively to invest, not abroad, in equities, portfolios abroad, but in the country. We must invest in infrastructures, roads and more roads, for our agriculture, for services delivery, for tourism, to generate employment, and through generation of employment, reduce and eliminate poverty. We must invest seriously in education, in health. Huge investment, serious investment today in education, in you, in the children, in the youth. More assistance to universities or to elementary level, secondary level. More investment in science and technology research, in medicine. Will harvest 100% return 20 years from now. That's what, fortunately, the Prime Minister, my Prime Minister, agrees. This is what is contained in his strategic development vision and plan, and that's what we are going to start doing next year. In 2011, we begin our massive investment over 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and we then create solid foundation of peace, solid foundations of democracy, because democracy, peace are very much dependent on economic development, on progress, on poverty elimination. And last but not least, a word about how we reconcile with our neighbor, the Republic of Indonesia. As you know, probably those of you who have studied, we were invaded and occupied for 24 years by the Indonesian army. Out of a population of 800,000 only in 1975, 200,000 lost their lives. Statistically, proportionally, you can compare with Cambodia. There is not a single family in Timor-Leste can claim have not lost someone. I lost 3 brothers, 1 sister during the occupation. And yet today, relations with Indonesia are exemplary, the best. The border between Timor-Leste and Indonesia is the most peaceful. Thousands of Timorese students studying in Indonesia. Thousands of Indonesians living in my country. Every day, people cross to one side and the other. The Indonesian airline flying to Timor, back and forth, every day, is sold out, is full. Indonesian musical groups, the rock groups, are the most popular in my country. At official level, Indonesia has been in the forefront of supporting Timor-Leste membership in ASEAN. They even assigned a senior diplomat to guide us, to help us in our membership accession. And this has been possible only because we said, after the referendum in '99, we must leave the past in the past. We are now free. We must look ahead. And in my own feeling, in my own philosophy, I always said to the people, to the victims, to my own mother, the greatest act of justice is not taking someone to court and trial and prison. That is an act of justice. Sometimes it's absolutely necessary. But for me, the greatest act of justice is that today we are free. The gravest injustice done to the people of East Timor for 24 years, with international complicity, is that today we are free. Indonesians free themselves from their dictatorship. Because they free themselves from their dictatorship, we are free. The Indonesian people contributed to it. If we are in our situation, if we were to pursue an international tribunal, as some have argued, pressure us, we would not be helping Indonesia's transition to democracy, because they had internal problems of attempts at secession, a large Muslim country with extremists, but also with a very proud secular nationalist factions. It would have been extremely destabilizing for Indonesia and destabilizing our relationship. We would not have reached this exemplary level of relationship as we have today. It does not mean that we betray the victims. Our policy philosophy is this: we, the new state, the new country, look after our victims. We do not ask Indonesia or the United States or any country to help pay compensation. Because when we fought for independence, we didn't sign a contract with anyone. There was no insurance. We fought because we believe. And in the fight for justice, for democracy, for freedom, everywhere, anywhere, people die. You didn't fight because you had a contract. If you had a contract with clauses that if you lose a leg, if you die, you get paid, it's a different matter. But this is not business. This was a mission, was a cause, so no talk about compensation. We talk about assisting victims. A few months ago, in a dialogue with communities, I asked our people my preference of how to assist the victims. I asked the people, should the state help an individual who lost 2 legs, 1 leg, in the course of the war, tortured by the Indonesian army? They say yes, and I agree, we must help. Should we help a young person on a motorbike, drunk? He had an accident, lost 2 legs. Should we help or not? There was confusion in the audience when I put this question, this hypothetical question. Hypothetical, but it happens every day, as probably it happens here in Cambodia. With young people ride a motorbike, have an accident, lose a leg, become incapacitated. I said, yes, we must help. We must help every individual in need, regardless of the reasons why a person lost his or her leg. This is a way to avoid the question of compensation. Compensation to who, anyway? Thousands of victims. Those who died, they left behind someone. And who of this someone you help? The 5 brothers, the 10 brothers, would be mind-boggling. We assist the poor. We began 2 years ago to do cash transfer to poor people. Through the Petroleum Fund, through the budget process, we start giving $20 a month, payable every 6 months, to everyone over the age of 60, and to every handicapped person, mentally or physically handicapped. This year went up to $30. We are also helping veterans of the resistance. Each veteran, depends on how many years he served in the resistance, get $10,000, $15,000, one payment, and then additional $100 a month for life. That's how we deal with the residues of our past. That's how we honor our victims. We do not have an international tribunal, and I have said I'm opposed to it. But if this is right for Timor, doesn't mean necessarily it's right everywhere else. Each society, each country decide what is the best way to deal with our past. I do not lecture Cambodians or Ugandans or South Africans or Bosnians about what is the best course of action for them. In our case, overwhelming majority of our people support this approach. I never hide from the people in the country my position on this issue. When I was foreign minister, I told the nation, if you want an international tribunal, find another foreign minister because I will not do it. When I was prime minister, I said the same. When I was president, I still say the same, again and again, in a formal speeches to the nation. And yet, according to the International Republic Institute, in a recent survey, I have 83% popularity, higher than President Barack Obama in the United States. In Timor, he has higher popularity than myself, but in the United States, he has lower than my current figure. So if the people were to be opposed to this policy, yes, I would never have been elected, and my popularity would not be 83%. And last but not least, to our friends in Cambodia, to our friends in the region, in ASEAN, in particular to the government, my most sincere appreciation for the warm welcome accorded to me and my delegation since we came here with Dr. Uwe of the International Peace Foundation and his staff. This has been a great experience, not only in Cambodia, but in all other countries I have participated. I'm humbled by your experience in Cambodia, by the success, the progress I have seen and watched, by the tolerance, by the climate of peace, stability in this country. So for me, it has been a great positive experience. Meeting with Prime Minister Hun Sen the other day, I was very grateful how he was so blunt, so forthcoming, eloquent in supporting Timor-Leste membership in ASEAN. He said emphatically, Timor-Leste is a Southeast Asian country, so it must join ASEAN. And he said, if Indonesia itself actively support Timor-Leste, why shouldn't other countries support Timor-Leste joining ASEAN? So I leave Sunday, going to a state visit to Vietnam, and in leaving, I thank you, people of Cambodia, of this great nation, the government, for the warm, generous hospitality. May God, the Almighty, the Merciful, bless you all. Thank you.
During your visit to Cambodia, you have been to 3 universities. Do you consider education as an important tool in order to contribute to a culture of peace in the world?
Two more questions, or just one? One question at a time. Absolutely